Okay, so today we are going to talk about exterior line intersections. If secants and or tangents intersect on the exterior of the circle, then the measure of the angle formed is equal to half the difference of the intercepted arcs. So, if I take a look at the first one with the two secants, the answer to the measure of angle A is going to be the measure of arc length, CE, minus the measure of arc length, BD. What? CE. And then that's a curvy line above it. So then for the secant and the tangent, this one is going to be the measure of arc BD minus measure of arc BC divided by 2. So let me highlight the arcs I'm talking about. Okay, and then for two tangents, this one is going to be the measure of arc BDC minus the measure of arc BC divided by 2. So on number 1, it wants me to find the measure of angle KLM. So this angle right here. What I need to do is I need to subtract the two arcs. So I'm going to subtract the outside arc and the inside arc, and then divide by 2. So I want to do 140 minus 66 divided by 2. Okay, so what I can do is I can go to the Desmos calculator and type this right in. So I want to type the 140 minus 66 over 2, which gets me 37. So my answer for number 1 is 37 degrees. Okay. So for number 2, it wants the measure of angle ABC. I need to know the measure of this, and then subtract the measure of this. Currently, I only know the 62, the one I highlighted in pink. How can I figure out the measure of the one I highlighted in yellow? Any ideas? No, but I would use the 88. No. So what do we know about circles in general? How many total degrees are in them? 360. So I can do 360 minus the 88, and then also minus the 62 to get that missing angle. Okay, so I can go to Desmos and type that in. I have 360 minus 88 minus 62, which gets me 210. So now that I know the length of my yellow arc, I can go ahead and subtract. I'm going to have the 210 minus the 62 divided by 2. So again, I can go to Desmos and type that in. Which gets me 74 degrees. Okay. So number 3, my outside angle is this 313, and my inside arc length is this PR right here. How can I figure out the measure of PR? So I would do 360 minus 313 because on this one, both of those arcs are touching. So I can go to Desmos and type that in. Gets me 47 for this arc. So now I can do 313 minus 47 divided by 2. So I can go type that into Desmos. Which gets me 133. Okay. So number 4, the outside arc is 67 degrees, and the inside arc is this BD that I don't know the measure of. How can I figure out the measure of BD? No. So what do I notice about this part, this line right here? What is it doing to that circle? This AB line. It's 180. It's cutting the circle in half. So I can use 180, and I can subtract the 67 and the 94 to get that angle, or that arc length for BD. You were close, huh? So I can go ahead and type that into Desmos. So now that I know that, I can go ahead and subtract the 2. So I'm going to take 67 minus 19 and divide by 2. Which gets me 24. Okay, so on this one, I actually know the angle measure. I need to find the missing arc value. So I know this is 75. I'm going to be solving for this. So I can set up an equation. I'm going to make this x because I don't know it. I'm going to have x minus 75 divided by 2 equals 40. So like over here, it's going to be equal to 35. So what I want to do to start solving here? Yeah, multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of this fraction. So that will cancel out on my left side and leave me with x minus 75. 40 times 2 is 80. Okay, then I want to go ahead and add 75 to both sides. So I get x equals 155. Questions here? Okay. So same idea on number 6. I'm looking for this arc length. I know the inner arc length and the angle measure it equals. So I'm going to make this my x. I'm going to have x minus 46 divided by 2 equals 35. Then I want to get rid of that 2 on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. On the left side, the 2's cancel out, and I'm left with x minus 46. On the right side, 35 times 2 is 70. Okay, then to solve for x, I want to add 46 to both sides. So what is 70 plus 46? 116. So on number 7, the inner arc is the one that's missing this time, and I know the outside arc. So this is going to be my x. So this time I'm going to have 160 minus x divided by 2 equals 56. Then I want to start off by multiplying both sides by 2. What is 56 times 2? 112. Okay, then I want to go ahead and subtract 160 on both sides. What is 112 minus 160? Negative 48. Then I want to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 1, which gets me x equals 48. Okay. So on number 8, this is my outside arc. This is my inside arc. And the question is asking me to solve for this side arc. So what I need to first do is find the measure of this arc, so I can subtract these two from 360 to find the remaining arc. So I'm going to start this off like I did with number 7. I'm going to have 191 minus x divided by 2 equals 77. And then I'm going to solve for that pink angle before I can solve for the blue one. So I want to go ahead and multiply both sides by 2. So on the left side, the 2's cancel out. And I get 191 minus x equals, what is 2 times 77? $154. Okay. Then I want to subtract 191 from both sides. I get negative x equals negative. What's 154 minus 191? Negative 37. I divide both sides by negative 1, which gets me x equals 37. So that's not my final answer. Remember, I'm still solving for this blue angle right here. So what I want to do is I want to take 360, subtract 191, and 37. So what do I get when I subtract those? 132. So this is my final answer. Questions on today?